immediately. My wife and child got bad. Okay, you said 4147 Multi-Millionaire Road in Allison? Sir? You said 4147 Moselle Road in Allison? Yes, sir. 4147 Moselle Road. Stay on the line with me, okay? Yes, sir. Stay on the line with me, okay? Hello? I'm still here. Stay on the line. I'm still here, okay? Collison, I have an Alex Murdaugh on the line calling from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot. Mr. Murdaugh, go ahead and talk to Collison. It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
How did they shoot? Did they shoot themselves?
Oh, no. Hell no.
Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennel. I can tell that he shot in the head, and he shot really bad. He shot really bad.
Central 717 scene is secured. Got a Whiskey Fox, Whiskey Mike, both gunshot wounds to the head.
Sir, I wanted to let you know because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle? Do you have any guns on you at all?
No, sir. It's leaning up against the side of my car.
Okay. You're fine, man. You're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have any.
Okay. Yes, sir. I see that. Okay. This is your wife and son?
And son.
Okay.
It's bad. It's bad. Check the pulses.
Yes, sir. This is the firearm you brought from inside the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I went and got. This is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff we didn't take serious.
Okay.
You know, he's been getting like punched. I know that's somebody. I know that's what it is.
Okay. When did you get home? Right when you called, or did you go to the house first? Where is the house?
I came to the house first. My mom has late stages Alzheimer's, and my dad is in the hospital.
Okay.
I left. I don't know what time. I can go back on my phone and tell you the exact times. Did you check?
Okay. Did I check what?
Did you check them?
We got medical guys that are that's what they're gonna do. Okay.
What are they doing? Can they hurry?
They are. Yes, sir. That gentleman that was out here already, he's one of the battalion chiefs. Okay. How did you pull up? You from back there?
I went to the house and they weren't home, which was odd. I tried to call.
Okay.
And then I knew they had been down here before I left to go to my mom's.
Okay.
And so that is loaded.
Okay.
You might want to unload it. But I mean.
Y'all familiar with this family?
Yes. I wasn't until he told me the names.
Last name later.
Murdaugh. The gentleman in the white shirt is the husband of her, father of him. That is Paul Murdaugh. This is his mother. Paul Murdaugh was that guy in the boating accident from a while back, if you remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most likely. He did have a firearm whenever I pulled up. It's a shotgun. It's been secured in my vehicle.
This is 54-year-old Richard Alexander Murdaugh, also known as Alec. Alec is a prosecuting attorney whose family's bloodline runs prominence in the 14th District of South Carolina. He is currently in question for the double homicides of his 52-year-old wife Maggie and his 22-year-old son Paul. To better ascertain or to simply fathom this case in its entirety, it's crucially important we uncover the illicit string of accusations, which encompasses money laundering, embezzlement, witness intimidation, narcotic distribution, falsifying documentations, and even the mysterious death of their previous housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. Some may come to find this case intrinsically abhorrent. Not only does this give insight to the psychology of a person who is trained to dissect and litigate cordial proceedings, but it also reveals human nature and its innate imperfections that can sometimes harbor dishonest characteristics, such as greed and corruption. Alex was born into an opulent background in law enforcement, being the son of Randolph Murdaugh III. The family had founded a law firm that is formally known as Parker Law Group, which specializes in personal injury litigations, and Alex was no different, where he would soon continue the family's legacy. He would eventually meet a woman by the name of Maggie at the University of South Carolina, where Alex would acquire his bachelor's in political science. This part in Alex's history is worth noting, as in order to obtain such certifications, first, you must be a critical thinker, sharp-witted, and able to acclimate depending on the given situation. As the prosecuting attorney Creighton Waters once described, this gives us mindful insight on Alex's cognitive skills and capabilities when trying to understand his thought process. The two would officially get married and have 2 sons, Paul and Buster, where both sons would gradually follow in their father's footsteps, helping around the family's law firm. On July 8, 2015, the body of Stephen Smith was found less than 8 miles from the Murdaugh's residence, though the circumstances of Stephen's death was quite suspicious. Stephen's death was initially deemed a hit and run, where the body was recovered laying in the middle of the street more than 3 miles from his own vehicle. The Murdaugh's name was mentioned over a dozen times throughout the fatal incident, but no one was ever trialed nor questioned. Until recently, the Smiths family would begin a GoFundMe to reopen Stephen's death in order to exhume and conduct a private autopsy. The goal has since been exceeded, and Stephen's case has recently been reopened and currently being investigated as a possible homicide. On February 26, 2018, police would receive a 911 call coming from the Murdaugh's residence, where Maggie had claimed their housekeeper of more than 20 years had fallen down a flight of stairs, severely injuring her head.
911, where's your emergency?
4147 Moselle Road.
Okay, can you give me the address one more time, make sure I got it right?
Yes, 4147 Moselle Road.
Okay, what's going on out there?
I'm sorry?
What's going on out there?
My housekeeper has fallen and her head is bleeding. I cannot get her up.
Okay, you said she's fallen. She's bleeding from the head?
Yes.
Okay. How old is she?
I'm not sure, like 58 maybe.
Do you know if she fell from standing or not?
No. No.
Where'd she fall from?
She fell going up the steps, up the brick steps.
Okay, so she outside or inside?
Outside.
Okay. How many steps is there?
8.
Okay, is she on the ground or is she up near the top?
She's on the ground. She's on the ground. She's on the
Is
ground.
she conscious?
No, not really.
Is she awake at all?
Yes.
Okay. Is she just not, like, responding appropriately, but she is awake?
Man, she's not responding.
Okay, I've already got them on the way. Me asking questions does not slow them down, man. Knowing if she's conscious is one of the things that the medic needs to know if she's responding
Not
at
really.
all to you.
No.
Okay, so she's not responsive at all.
Well, I mean, she's mumbling.
Okay, so she is somewhat conscious. Is she breathing okay?
Yes.
Is she bleeding from anywhere?
Yes, her head.
Okay, are you guys able to control the bleeding?
No.
Can you
I
put
haven't
a
even
clean
tried.
rag or anything on it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, is she bleeding from, like, her face, the back of the head,
I've got an
neck?
ambulance coming. Sir, ma'am, what?
Where exactly is she bleeding from on her head?
I'm not sure. At the top of her head.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay.
Oh,
She,
gosh.
what happened?
She just fell back down. Can I get off this phone so I can go down there?
Can I have your name and phone number? Or are you able to bring the phone down by her?
What?
Are you on a cell phone where you can walk down there
I'm
and
on
talk?
a cell phone. No.
Okay, can you bring it with you so we can ask her some questions about what kind of pain she's having?
Hello?
Yeah, can you ask the patient what kind of pain she's having?
Ma'am, she can't talk.
Okay, do you know...
She's cracked her head and there's blood on the concrete and she's bleeding out of her left ear.
Okay, she's bleeding out of her ear.
And out of her head. She's cracked her skull.
Okay. All right, the other lady said that she had tried to stand up and fell down again.
No, I was holding her up. And
Okay.
she told me to turn her loose and she was trying to use her arm, but then she fell back over.
Okay, do you guys know who she is?
Yeah, she works for us.
Okay, do you know if she's ever had a stroke or anything before?
Ma'am, can you stop asking me all these
I
questions?
already have them on the way. Me asking questions does not slow them down in any way. These are relevant questions that I have to ask for the ambulance. One of my questions is, has she ever had a stroke?
I don't believe she's ever had a stroke now that I know
Okay. Okay, is she able to talk to you guys at all, or is she unconscious now?
that. She's not unconscious. She's just mumbling.
Okay.
I believe she's maybe hit her head and maybe has a concussion or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do you know what her name is?
Gloria Satterfield. How long is it going to take? Because this took us...
That I don't know. I've had them on the way since Maggie first called me. They were toned right away.
Okay.
All right, but I think they're coming. Hang on 1 minute. Let me check. They're coming from somewhere on Belt Highway in Ruffin. Okay, that's where their station is.
Thank you.
All right, but like I said, if something changes, call me back.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When police arrived on scene, they initially stated that Gloria had fatally passed due to complications, including a stroke. Her death was deemed a trip and fall and ruled as natural cause, but no coroner was ever notified and no autopsy was ever performed, leaving the Satterfields with many unanswered questions. It's rumored that days before Gloria's fall, she had prior knowledge of Alex's substance abuse, where she had encountered finding bags of pills taped underneath his bed. It's also rumored that Gloria told Paul about her findings, as she was too afraid to tell Maggie. In 2018, the Satterfields' two sons were awarded a settlement of $3.4 million, but by 2021, both sons stated they had received nothing from Alex's law firm. A year later, on February 24, 2019, 19-year-old Mallory Beach would fatally lose her life during a boating accident at Archers Creek Bridge, Beaufort, South Carolina. Video surveillance would reveal numerous occasions of Paul indulging in alcohol the day before and moments prior to the fateful crash. This video shows Mallory Beach and her boyfriend Anthony Cook, Anthony's cousin Connor, Miley Altman, along with Paul and his girlfriend at the time Morgan Dowdy, each boarding the boat at approximately 2:20 a.m. Subsequently, the driver of the boat would crash into a nearby bridge, where each of the teens were severely injured and taken to the hospital. Connor would detail in a recently unsealed deposition that the group had been drinking all night. Him and Paul would later stop at Luther's to drink some more before getting back on the boat. Connor states that Paul was the one driving the boat and began speeding after hearing that everyone wanted to go home. Connor then goes on to state that Alex Murdaugh began to intimidate him, demanding that he kept his mouth shut about who was driving the boat. Everyone was okay except for Mallory, where no one knew where she was. Police began searching for almost a week, where 2 volunteers found her body more than 5 miles down the river. She passed away due to severe blunt force trauma to her head, which resulted in her drowning. An interview was released shortly after of Miley Altman, where she too recalls Paul being the driver of the boat.
I never saw who was driving again.
Who was the last person you saw driving?
I'm pretty sure it was Paul. But it could have been back and forth between it because he was just, not in his right mind. Like, he was just like, I need to drive and all this kind of stuff. He was, like I said, he's very persistent with driving. So I'm pretty sure. Because I don't know that for a fact, because I was still facing forward. Like, I wasn't constantly looking back. Mm-hmm. But as I was looking forward, the last person I saw was him. So.
Okay.
Paul's blood alcohol content was 0.28, which is more than 3 times the legal limit to operate a motor vehicle. Yet, he was never taken to jail for booking, nor was he ever handcuffed or questioned by local authorities. This led many to speculate that Paul and Alex was receiving special treatment due to their family connections. The family's lawyer at the time, Mark Tinsley, would detail a moment where Alex also tried to discourage him from pursuing the case. On July 7, 2021, at exactly 8:44 p.m., Paul would take a video on his cell phone to send to a friend. His friend would never receive this video. This specific piece of evidence played a major role in cracking the case.
Get back! Get back! Quit, Cash. Come on. Quit. That's okay. Come here. It's not bad. Come here, Cash. Shit. Come here. Post it. Cash.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Bubba. Hey, Bubba.
That's a guinea.
This is a chicken.
Come here, Bubba.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Bubba.
Cash. Quit.
Alex, along with friends and family members, would later testify that was indeed his voice in the recording. This is crucially important, as less than 7 minutes later, Alex would make his 911 call.
Yes, sir. 4147 Moselle Road. Stay on the line with me, okay? Yes, sir. Stay on the line with me, okay?
Sergeant Daniel Green would be the first to arrive on scene and immediately discovered Paul and Maggie, both suffering from gunshot wounds to the head. Paul was located in the driveway while Maggie was located towards the back. Some may distinctly point out that Alex subconsciously decided to wait for police in the dark, rather than in the garage where it's more illuminated. It's also worth noting that Alex distances himself, where a more authentic and genuine behavior would be kneeling beside his wife and son until police arrived.
This is the firearm you brought from inside the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I went and got. This is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff we didn't take serious.
Okay.
You know, he's been getting like punched. I know that's somebody. I know that's what it is.
Okay.
Alex begins this interaction stating that he knows that's what it is, referring to the boat crash that sadly took the life of Mallory Beach in 2019. But oddly, we observe Alex say the crash occurred merely months ago, when in actuality, it happened almost 2 years ago at that time. This type of behavior shows Alex's insight of the importance of relevancy when giving police a lead.
When did you get home? Right when you called, or did you go to the house first? Where is the house?
I came to the house first. My mom has late stages Alzheimer's, and my dad is in the hospital.
Okay.
I left. I don't know what time. I can go back on my phone and tell you the exact times. Did you check?
Okay. Did I check what?
Did you check them?
We got medical guys that are that's what they're gonna do. Okay.
What are they doing? Can they hurry?
They are. Yes, sir. That gentleman that was out here already, he's one of the battalion chiefs. Okay. How did you pull up? You from back there?
I went to the house and they weren't home, which was odd. I tried to call.
Okay.
And then I knew they had been down here before I left to go to my mom's.
Okay.
And so that is loaded.
Okay.
You might want to unload it. But I mean.
Alex states he was at his mother's house before making his startling discovery. In hindsight, this is simply not true. The video taken from Paul's Snapchat captures both Maggie and Alex present at the kennel at exactly 8:45 p.m. Cell phone data would reveal that minutes later, both Paul and Maggie's phone would unlock for the very last time. The orientation on Maggie's phone would then change from landscape to portrait as someone attempted to unlock her phone, but failed the face recognition ID. This made investigators believe that this was the time both victims were slain. OnStar data would reveal Alex switching his car from park to drive and drove 40 to 70 miles per hour heading to his mother's house, where coincidentally, Maggie's phone was found along the same path. Maggie's phone recorded 59 steps taken, and Alex 254 steps taken. Cell phone data would also reveal that Alex arrived at his mother's house and began calling Maggie, Paul, and Buster, but Maggie's calls were deleted from the call history. When analyzing Alex's kinesics, it's often interpreted that crossing one's arms is commonly related to being defensive, or, in other words, uncomfortable. This type of behavior isn't congruent with the situation at hand. We also observe Alex switch from a state of manic and distraught to instantly cognitively aware when telling the officer about his weapon.
Is this the only firearm with you? This is the only one, or is there any more in the truck?
I believe that's it.
You think that's the only one? Okay.
I'm 99%.
Do you normally have any other firearms in your vehicle?
I don't, but occasionally there's a pistol in there.
Okay.
They are dead, aren't they?
Just turn on those.
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
Randy. That's my brother.
Okay. When was the last time you were here with them, or talked to them, or anything like that?
It was earlier tonight. I don't know the exact time, but
okay.
I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them about 45 minutes before that.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
This is official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry.
No. You're fine.
I'm very sorry.
It's important to note that the kennel is more than 1,000 yards from the house, and Maggie did not like visiting the kennel at night. Since there was no other vehicle at the crime scene, it's speculated that both Maggie and Paul drove with Alex, as it's highly unlikely the two had walked from the house. Here, the officer briefly questions Alex about the tire marks.
I see quite a few tire tracks in here. Were any of these you going in and out?
No, I came in here and I left one time and I came back.
Okay.
But the rest of them, maybe from earlier, but only 2 are mine.
Did you go out this way at all?
No.
Police rep.
On September 4th, 2021, Alex would make yet another 911 call. This time, Alex claimed he was stopping to change a flat tire, and then an unknown assailant opened fire, striking him in the head.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
On Salkehatchie Road.
Okay, what's the address on Salkehatchie Road?
I'm by the church.
What church? What church are you talking about?
I don't know the name of it with the red roof.
Okay, what end of Salkehatchie Road? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
At the Hampton County side.
Okay, what's going on?
I got a flat tire,
and
I stopped, and somebody stopped to help me, and when I turned my back, they tried to shoot me.
Oh, okay. Were you shot?
Yes, but I mean, I'm okay.
You shot where? Where were you shot at?
Huh?
Did they actually shoot you or they tried to shoot you?
They shot me, but...
Okay, wait, you need EMS?
Well, I mean, yes, I can't drive.
Okay.
I'm trouble seeing and I'm bleeding a lot.
Where part of your body?
I'm not sure. Somewhere on my head.
Your head?
Somewhere on my head. Somebody just stopped for me, ma'am. For 911.
Okay. Still?
Hey.
Okay, let me speak to him, see if he can tell me exactly where you are. Okay, and what's your name? I'm still here. I'm still on the line with you. What's your name?
Alex Murdaugh.
Alex Murdaugh?
Yes, ma'am.
And you see you were driving, you got a flat tire, somebody stopped to help you and they shot you?
Well, they pulled over, yes, ma'am, like they were going to help me.
Okay, stay on the line with me. We're going to get some.
I'm bleeding pretty bad.
Okay. Stay on.
St. John's Missionary Church.
St. John's Missionary Church?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you give me a description of the person that shot you or shot at you?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, it was a white fella. I'd say
a white male.
A fair amount younger than me. Really, really short hair. You have an ambulance coming, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stay on the line. I got them on the way.
You think one of y'all can drive me to the hospital?
Yes, sir. You want to get the truck, though, because I got a baby and these two in the back.
One of y'all could get in this car and drive me?
Yes, sir.
They're going to drive me to the hospital.
Recently released documents would entail that Alex allegedly hired his cousin Curtis Edward Smith, who at the time Alex was getting his pills from, to shoot and kill him on the side of the road. Alex would eventually confess to law enforcement that the plan was for Smith to kill him so that Buster, Murdaugh's only surviving son, would collect a life insurance policy worth approximately $10 million. Smith was originally given 5 years in prison, but has recently been released on a $250,000 bond. As for Alex, he would soon resign from the law firm after being confronted with the missing funds. He would eventually undergo internal investigations, revealing that Alex was guilty of stealing millions of dollars from clients. Not only that, Alex faces over 90 charges, including the double homicide of his wife Maggie and his son Paul. He was given a life sentence without the possibility of parole and is currently being held in protective custody at a maximum security prison in South Carolina. The Mosul property has since been sold for $3.9 million, and the Satterfields were reimbursed with a $4.3 million settlement.
New developments with the nations and everything, trying to get us to quit selling stuff. I don't know really what that's going to have in store.
Yeah, I told y'all that was coming.
Yeah, man, this Eric dude.
You that I said that was coming?
No, I just saw it on Twitter.
No, I called Jim Marvin the other day to tell him he needed to do it as quickly as possible because they were going to be doing it any day, making a motion.
So this Eric Bland guy seems like a real charm.
Well, you know, this is his 5 minutes in the sun, you know.
Eric Bland is the lawyer for Gloria Satterfield's family.